Friends, tonight we are gonna make a dinner that is so easy. It is minimal ingredients. And I don't know about you guys, but we love Italian sausage here. So I'm always looking for different ways to be able to use an Italian sausage, because I feel like it's spaghetti or just in hoagie rolls or something like that, but not tonight. We're gonna make it a little bit different, okay? And actually, I'm gonna start out by making up the marinara sauce that we're gonna be using. Now, you can just buy your favorite marinara. Do not feel like you need to make yours like I'm doing. This is just so easy to do, and so regularly I go about it this way. And because I wanna save dishes, I make it right here in the can. Okay, so I'm adding some Italian seasoning here. This is an Italian seasoning grinder that I picked up at Sam's Club. That's probably a half teaspoon. We'll do the same to the other. So we're just using, this would make like a full jar of marinara if you were buying it. If you have a favorite one, just buy it, skip this step, and move forward with everything else. But we always have these ingredients on hand, so it's just as easy for me to make it. All right, add in some garlic powder, about a half teaspoon to each one, and some onion powder. Again, about a half teaspoon. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add some minced garlic to each one as well, just because we like garlic a lot. But you can skip this if you just wanna use the garlic powder, that's totally fine. You can add vinegar, but I actually like to add just a touch of sugar. I know there are a lot of you, so this is about a half teaspoon. I know there are a lot of you that don't do sugar at all, and that is completely fine. And then, oh, salt, just a touch of salt. So now, let's do about a half teaspoon of that as well. If you are not making your marinara homemade like I'm doing, well, semi-homemade, it's not completely homemade. If you're not doing it this way, this is one ingredient, okay? Just a jar. Super easy to just pick up. Oh, I usually add Worcestershire. I do think that just a touch of Worcestershire is really good in here. It adds like almost like a smokiness to it or something. I don't know, we really like it. So just a little bit, stir that together, and then we'll set this to the side. I actually need to go ahead and get out my pan that we're gonna make this in. This is a pretty different, cool, unique recipe that I'm gonna enjoy. Okay, I'm gonna use an actual 9x13. I was gonna use an 8x8, but I just wanna make sure we have plenty of room. Okay, just give it a spray. Now I'm gonna take some of that marinara and pour at the bottom here, okay? Just like so. That's about a little more than half of that, and set that to the side. Now, my green and red peppers need to be used like yesterday, so we're gonna do our best with these. This is your second ingredient if you are buying your marinara. And I'm just gonna cut into strips. Now, there are multiple ways that you can serve this. You could serve this in rolls, like hoagie rolls, if you wanna do it that way, because you're gonna have the peppers, you're gonna have the Italian sausage, all that. But we're gonna serve ours differently. I'm actually gonna make some pasta that goes with ours tonight. So if you're keto or you are watching carbs or something like that, then you probably will do this differently than I am. But the base recipe that we're making, that the majority of this video is focusing on, it's 100% keto friendly or low carb friendly. You know what's not friendly is how long I let this green pepper go before using it. But I do like to, I hate when produce goes bad, so I will do my very best to look in the fridge and pick something that needs to be used. Okay, now let's do the same with the red pepper, which also really needs to be used. Onion is another thing that you could add to this too. Okay, just sprinkle in all over here. I actually wonder if this would be better served over pasta or potatoes or orzo or even rice. I mean, truly, you could do anything with this recipe. All right, I've got my Italian sausage here. So we're gonna take each one and you're gonna make a little slit. This is probably better if I just lay it down. Make a slit into each one. Okay, so that you're basically creating somewhat of a boat, like so, all right? Like so, boat, lay it on the top there. Definitely glad I used the 9x13. That would not have been enough to use the 8x8. Okay, I've got all my boats here. Looking good, let me wash up. Get yourself a mozzarella cheese, okay? So whatever kind of mozzarella you like, a fresh mozzarella would be delicious here. You could do a string cheese, you can do fresh mozzarella, you can do shredded mozzarella. What is happening, you two? Dog and cat are fighting right now. Oh, I bet my husband I bet he just pulled into the driveway. You could do ricotta cheese. I think that would be delicious here, but I don't have any. So we're just gonna take some cheese and put them in the middle of each one, like so. Okay, now you could absolutely use a lot more cheese than I am. This is just a preference thing. I just don't feel like we need that much cheese, so I'm not going with the whole thing. Now take the rest of your marinara and we're just gonna pour all over the top, and this is why I made 2 cans. That would be more like a full thingy, you know, whatever, jar. And I want extra because since I'm making noodles to go with this, we want more. Maybe. Now I'm gonna top with a little bit more of this Italian seasoning, just because it looks nice and adds good flavor. Okay, so how many ingredients do we have here? We've got sauce, peppers, Italian sausage, and the cheese. I mean, I guess you could count the peppers as 2, which would be 5. Now, this is a very optional ingredient, but we bought Parmesan cheese in bulk, so I'm going to add Parmesan to the top. It's a pretty common thing for us to buy in bulk. Italian sausage stuffed with cheese.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, stuffed and topped. Okay, now we're gonna cover this with foil. And okay, these are done, right? Yes, we used both of those. I'm gonna cover this with foil. This is going to bake at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes or so. Then we're gonna take the foil off and let it bake for a little bit longer, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just depending. And then we will, while this is in, I'm actually gonna make some green beans because again, I looked in the refrigerator and they really need to be used. And then we're gonna make some pasta to serve this over. So this base of the meal, honestly, I mean, I look at this and I'm like, okay, that's 4 ingredients or so. Obviously I added some extra things, but if you really want this to only be a 4 ingredient meal, 5 ingredient meal, you can absolutely do it that way too. I have a pot over here. I've added water so that we can get pasta boiling. I'm actually gonna use this sourdough pasta that I got from Thrive Market a while back. We're gonna try it out. We actually haven't tried it yet. I'm curious about that. And then I'm going to put these beans into this frying pan that I have. There's just a little bit of oil in there and then some bone broth. And the bone broth is gonna kind of help to steam it, but then the oil that's left over will add a little bit of a saute onto the green beans. That's typically how I make them. And I keep them pretty simple. However, We just got these new spices in the mail that I really want to try from Fire and Smoke Society. And there's one in here. I think I wanted to use the potato slayer. Even though obviously this is not potatoes, I feel like this one could be really good on here. Salt, garlic, onion, pepper, cayenne pepper, tomato powder, paprika, apple cider vinegar powder, dill. I feel like that could be really good. So this has salt in it, so I don't need to add any other flavors, but we're gonna try it out and see if we like it. Okay, my water is boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in pasta. And I'm just gonna do about half of that container. Just doing about half of the container because I think that was 2 boxes that I fit in there. So we'll let that boil for a couple of minutes. Let me add in the green beans and turn this on. Okay, put all those in there and I'm gonna cover it. Even though this lid doesn't fit, we're still gonna cover it because that's gonna help it steam. Oh, hello. I need to add, this is what it looks like here, Potato Slayer. So it's by Fire and Smoke Society. It says it's the perfect blend, so we'll give it a shot, but it's brand new. What I was excited about is that these spices are clean. So I can't wait to try that. You guys know I'm really picky about ingredients, and this is a really clean spice blend. We'll try that and see how this goes. This has been in for about 20 minutes. So let's take off the foil and let this continue to cook maybe 10 or so more minutes. We'll see where we are. All right, so stuffed sausage, stuffed with cheese. We also have some sourdough pasta here, which I tried the sourdough pasta. It is very sourdough, okay?
Sourdough pasta?
Sourdough.
That's what, oh.
So it's made from sourdough, not just like regular flour and water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me cut me a piece here.
I got a little bit of cheese in mine. Obviously, feel free to put a lot more cheese in yours. We went a little more conservative on the cheese. Looks good though. Flavor's good. Something different for dinner. You like it?
What kind of cheese is that?
Mozzarella. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we're always looking for creative ways to use Italian sausage because it's one of those things that it's like, who doesn't like Italian sausage?
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Just different ways to go about it. And then
I totally agree with that because when you think about it, sometimes when you've lived life long enough, there's only so many proteins that go around.
Right.
So you got to dress them up a bit to just mix it up.
Yeah. You need to try the green beans.
What's special about it?
I put that potato slayer stuff on it. That is really good.
Yes.
I'm excited to try it on potatoes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But that is a really good flavor.
This might be good on grits too.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Obviously, you can leave the pasta out, and then this is a keto, low-carb type of meal, but it's very good. I mean, the pasta is good. It's just very sourdough. So if you're not used to that sourdough flavor, it's very sourdough, which we love because we regularly eat sourdough.
Like when you first start your sourdough journey, it throws you off a bit, but then you're just used to it.
This is really good, though. Like, I just like the change up from a normal dinner.
Yeah, I'm ready to dig in.
Our verse today comes from Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you would like more inspiration, I highly suggest that you check out the video that I have listed right here because this recipe is so good and I know that you're gonna love it as much as we did. I hope you're having a great week.